Love, Simon is directed by Greg Berlanti and stars Nick Robinson, Catherine Langford, Alexandra Shipp, Jorge Lindenberg Jr., Tony Hale, with Josh Duhamel and Jennifer Garner. Simon Spear, played by Nick Robinson, is a pretty normal guy. He has a great group of friends and family around him that are always willing and supportive and loving. He's doing well in school, he's very well liked, and he's just counting down the days to graduation. But there is a massive secret that he's holding inside. He's gay. He doesn't know how to express that. He doesn't know if it should define who he is, if he should completely change himself. He doesn't know how to come out. He just keeps burying it deep down. And it's only through an anonymous correspondence with a fellow closeted gay kid at school named Blue does he start to realize what kind of person he's going to be. And that greatly affects his friends and family in positive and negative ways. Now, I read that this is apparently the first major studio film to have a gay romance as its central plot, which is weird because why haven't we done that sooner? We shouldn't have to feel like they are not normal. And that's an issue that this movie tackles. The idea of why can't they just be gay? Why is it they have to announce it to those closest to them? As this movie says, do people who are straight have to tell their family?
Why is straight the default?
I have something I need to tell you.
Mom, there's something I have to tell you.
Can we talk?
I'm straight.
I'm straight. I'm sorry, Mom. It's true.
I like girls.
People just assume that someone is straight because of preconceived notions. It's something that I think was incredibly fascinating. Something that I've never seen for a movie to tackle before. How do we behave with gay kids? I mean, how did they feel? What kind of conflicts do they go through? And that's exactly what is explored in the character of Salman. He feels so isolated, and he shouldn't. We keep watching him thinking, just express yourself. It's okay. You can see all of his friends and family just giving and so loving and so supportive and caring about him. And that it also comes down to the way that Greg Berlanti directs this. He positions Nick Robinson in particular ways and frames him in his own spaces and particular shots like he's always isolated. Even though he's sometimes surrounded by people who love him, he still feels completely alone. And that is an incredible conflict that not just homosexual people out there feel, but I think everyone at this time in their life, they will feel like this. Like they're surrounded by people who love them, but they still feel completely alone. Nick Robinson gave an absolutely fantastic performance as Salman. I loved watching every minute of Robinson performing this really involving character. It was just so lovely and sweet and conflicted and engaging. I loved all of his friends and family. Alexandra Shipp, Catherine Langford, Jorge Lindenberg Jr. I've never seen them before, but man, they're all good in this movie. Josh Duhamel, in particular, kind of broke my heart. There's a scene towards the last half of the movie which just really got to me in an incredibly personal way. Jennifer Garner is great. I loved the story. I loved the writing. I loved how everything got wrapped up in the end, because most of the story is Simon trying to find out who Blue is and how that kind of search affects how he sees different people. When you find out who Blue is, it's so beautiful. It is just absolutely amazing, and it made my heart soar. As well as it having its dramatic parts, it's really funny. There were some parts which had me just laughing out as loud as I can. I even once did a bit of a spit take. I actually spat out my drink onto the floor. I felt horrible, but also it was just so funny. There are a couple of jokes which don't always land. There's a lot of them, and some of them just kind of go a little long. They're just stretched out over a particular scene. And there's also the character of Martin, who plays a pretty major role in the story. He's performed okay. He's meant to be the pop culture obsessed weird guy who's like wearing goofy t-shirts, and he's got like posters all around his room, and he likes magic tricks, and he'll make these big momentous things in the middle of restaurants like he's in one of the not so good John Hughes movies. I just don't really see that kind of person existing in real life, whereas all the other characters feel completely real. So those are the flaws of Love, Simon. In the end, I just communicated so well with this story. The performances are fantastic. The way that the story has been directed and it all forms together. The messages that this movie communicates to all audiences out there is an incredibly important one. Love, Simon, just like the actual real people out there who are dealing with their own sexuality and how that's going to define who they're going to be for the rest of their life, deserves our love. And I definitely recommend that you go out and see Love, Simon. So Love, Simon, have you seen it? What did you think about it? What did you think about this review? Let me know in the comments below. For more Mr. Movies, click the link button coming up right here, and thank you for watching.